when you ask the question, I can't tell whether the novel I'm putting so much time into is any good. You're not so much a writer. You're not becoming a good writer so much as you are becoming a good rewriter. I am not a great writer. What I am is a fucking maniac about rewriting. And that's what ends up making my writing good. It's just, are you willing to practice and at the level of the sentence, at the level of writing good sentences, at the level of writing good paragraphs, at the level of writing good scenes, right? But start the other way. Write a good scene and then go back and, get the sentence structure and all that down. I almost want to talk a little bit about writing first drafts. You want to write kind of like broad and then get more narrow. All right. So if this is your first book, the novel that you're putting so much time into, right? We talked about outlining last week. Use that outlining approach that I talked about last week. And then when you're ready to draft, write broad and write fast. Write as fast as you can. Oh, there's nothing like being in prolonged first draft hell, which I was, because my story, 99 Problems, ended up being so fucking long, the length of 3 books. But I did that shit because I'm a G. Go ahead and write all the first draft out, but write broad. That's what I'm saying. Don't worry about sentence structure and all that in your first draft. Just get the whole first draft done, and then go back in and kind of in your second draft, you're getting your scenes together, you're getting your, then after that, you're getting your sentences together, you're tightening up your dialogue, right? So just know that about, drafts of writing is start broad, get the draft done, then get your, your scenes together, and then get your paragraphs together, and then get your dialogues together, and then get your actual sentence to sentence structure correctly. The key to being a good writer is being okay writing imperfectly and moving on to the next scene, like saying, go back and do some correction. I understand a little bit of correction, but you've got to be okay with your initial draft being imperfect. You're not a writer, you are a rewriter. You are a rewriter. That is what you are. There's apparently one person in the history of the world who wrote his first draft, and that was the only draft that he wrote, and he was so careful with each sentence or whatever. The rest of the 99% of us are rewriters. Here's the great news about rewriting. It's so much fucking fun. It's so much fun to just get sentences just right, and to make each scene, make each paragraph, make each bit of dialogue sing. That's the joy of the writing. That's the joy of the process. How do you know if this project is worth it? How do I know if this project is worth all my precious time? It's like the nature of the question. What I hear when I ask questions like this, almost from the thing that I feel like inspires my writing, is wrong question. It's a wrong question. You got to ask a better question. If you ask the wrong question, or if you ask a low, I don't want to say low vibe because, whatever. But if you ask let's say a low res question, right? A low, I'm trying to say, not residence, but I can't think of it. But if you ask a low res question, like, camera something, then you're going to get a low res answer. So you need to ask a better question. The question is more, do I love writing? Am I enjoying my time as I write? That's the better question, is, do you love it? Because that's how you're going to get better at it. A better question is, are you in this for life? Are you in this because you love it? You don't have to do it for the rest of your life. You might end up coming up with something you love even more, right? So it doesn't matter so much, are you in it for life? It matters that Do you love this story? Are you inspired to tell this story? Are you like motivated by the story? Does writing certain scenes get you all the way hyped? Then that's what's worth it. I have struggled a lot with this thing of, what if this goes nowhere? Like, what if I spend all this time and it goes nowhere? So I really get the question, right? And what I am humbled back to time and time again is love is the only thing that will save me. Love of my story. Love for the art, the craft, the skill, the practice of writing. That's what will save me. That's what comes back to me. The last thing I want to say is that I'm really, really glad, and it makes me teary-eyed just to say it, but I am so glad that I got, before I finished writing book 1 of the Olivia Chronicles, which is 99 Problems, I am so glad that I really understood that the best part of the storytelling process, of the writing process, of the creative process is the fucking actual process of writing the story, of doing the work. I am so glad that I got, and it took some years for me to be able to do this, but I'm so glad that I would say in the last, 1 to 2 years of the editing and sitting and editing and the rewriting process, right? I'm so glad that I got, when I was getting up early or writing during the day or whatever, I'm so glad I got, while I was doing it, that this is the best fucking part. This here, what I'm doing right now, and I would shed tears of joy, while I was writing. I would just pause and be like, oh my God, I'm in so much joy right now. This process of writing is so much fucking fun. Like, I am having the most fun of anybody on the planet, and nobody knows it because I'm just by myself at my kitchen table, right? Or yeah, I was mostly there, not a coffee shop, but at my kitchen table, I'm in my own head, in my own world, and I am in ecstasy. I am having so much fucking fun. And I'm so glad that I knew how much fun I was having while I was having the fun. Because even if my book, and I do want it to become a bestseller, I do want it to, do well in the world. I do want that. I know it's entirely possible. But I still know that even if 1 million people are like, oh my God, Leslie is the very best. Oh my God, I just want to say I just love your book so much. It changed my life. Even if I'm just being like hailed as the greatest, yada 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 yada, the next so and so, and all these people are into my work, right? Which is something that I fucking crave. I am glad that I still know that the very best part has already happened. And I'm glad that I was there and I knew while the very best part was happening that I was in the very best possible part. And that is the writing itself. The writing itself. It is the very best part. And whatever it is that you're creating, the making of the thing is the reason to do it, because you love making the thing. And I still feel a bit incomplete because I want, it's you want your work to be responded to. You know what I mean? That's a part of the creative process, is having the witnessing, right? So there is a real and felt and legitimate pain in not having that reflected back to you as much as you would like, right? I have had, I'm very, very grateful to have some friends who've read my work or listened to it and have given me back that reflection, right? Well, I'm human, so I want even more, right? I want more, right? But I'm not looking for that witnessing to give me what it can't give me. I'm not looking for validation of my work from what other people have to say about it. I mean, maybe I'm looking for a little validation. I mean, I'll be human. I want a little validation. But I know that the best part has already happened. And I know that I knew while I was in the best part. I knew while I was in it that it was the best part. And that gives me immense joy. That gives me immense, immense, immense joy. And that is the reason to keep going. It's because you love the motherfucking process. Deuces. And I hope to see you tomorrow. Although I'm the only one on this live, so, Leslie, I'll see you tomorrow, sweetheart. I love you.